Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 11th of October. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now I'm going to give you the major strands of this week as an overview and then dive deep for each individual zodiac sign. So please stay with me. Now the major news story this week is that Saturn, the ruler of time, Saturn is the Latin version of Kronos, the Greek god. Kronos, old, father, time. So Saturn governs the mechanics of things. It's very much to do with where we're applied, where we're disciplined, but it can also be about limitation and obstacles and contraction. And since the 23rd of May, Saturn has been retracing its steps in the sign of Aquarius, which of course it co-rules. But for vast amounts of that time, it has been pretty much in a square with Uranus, the other ruler of Aquarius, which is very progressive and freedom-loving, very much about trying new things, where Saturn's very much about traditionality. So if you have experienced a period of great frustration in your situation and it feels that things just haven't been moving forwards, it's really positive that Saturn starts to station direct. But this week also sees the Sun and Mars in the sign of Libra in a combination which is pushing us to assert our rights around relationships in a tense right angle with Pluto, the planet of transformation. And this can lead to some quite forceful or heated standoffs. But those relationships that are much more constructive are given an opportunity to become even more stable and progressive, because Venus, the planet of relating in the sign of philosophy, Sagittarius, is linking brilliantly to Saturn. So that's a real upside to this week. But there is a quarter moon which occurs on Wednesday, and this one is pretty close to Pluto, and it's the moon in Capricorn, and that's squaring to the Sun in the 7th house. Do you know, there may be a situation where we do actually try very much to fit in with what's expected of us, but somehow or another, whoever we're trying to relate to will still find that our efforts just are not good enough. So expect to encounter someone who really is quite hard to please, and that could in itself be quite frustrating if we're really trying our best to be quite constructive. Now the other thing to tell you is that by the end of this week, both Mercury and Jupiter on Sunday are ending their retrogrades, both in air signs, the Mercury retrograde in Libra and Jupiter in Aquarius. But I will tell you more about that next time. But the big news story this week is definitely that Sun-Mars square with Pluto and Saturn going forwards. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you want your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, please click on the subscription link beneath this video. I write for some of the world's bigger platforms, and also for the British Press Association. I've been their lead astrologer for many years, and also Britain's most read daily newspaper, the Metro, so why not grab yours too? And with year 2022 fast racing up, if you want to understand what the year holds for you personally, based on your time, date and place of birth, you can order your forecast now and get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis, plus 30% off. So gain searing insights for what lies ahead for you. Hello Leo, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 11th of October. Saturn going forwards in your sector of relating on Monday is something to really be pleased about. It's been going backwards since the 23rd of May. If you have felt it's really been hard going to get on with others, or others have seemed preoccupied, cool, distant, critical, it wouldn't be a surprise. But you know, Saturn redeems itself this week because it forges a brilliant angle to Venus in the most romantic part of your scope, the sign of Sagittarius, the 5th house. So if there is somebody meaningful that you do want to relate to this week, I think maybe you can clear the air, find some consensus after what may have been a bit of a bumpy time. Also, at the end of this week, Jupiter in your 7th house for relating comes to the end of its retrograde too. Also, Mercury by Sunday is coming to the end of its retrograde, and all will be much clearer from week commencing the 18th. But it is true to say that Mars, the planet of passion, is very closely tethered to the Sun this week, and from Thursday they are squaring Pluto. So for you, the position of the Sun and Mars in your 3rd house is your nervous system, your everyday communications, and it can be your relationships with neighbours or siblings. Whereas Pluto's in the part of your situation to do with practicalities, but also potentially health. So the Sun conjunct Mars can see us really eager to get stuck in, be very productive, very hardworking. Our determination and willpower can be amazingly strong, and maybe you're going to have the desire to move around a lot. It may even be, if you're someone who's wanting to get fitter, you're going to set yourself a new program, and that angle with Pluto can push you to try to be more virtuous and test yourself out. But I wouldn't try too hard. And if there is a situation where you need to communicate with others, the more constructive energies that are there this week, it's just saying to you, don't get frustrated if you don't get the signals back you immediately want. It may take until next week, when Mercury and Jupiter are going forwards, for the energies that have been blocked up for some while to really open up like a dam bursting.